regular meeting, February 13th, 2025 in session. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden.
Present.
Herbert Yurden.
Present.
Edward Gilson's been marked excused. David Holt.
Here.
Roy Rehel.
Here.
John Martino.
Here.
Frank Lombardo.
Here.
Paul House.
Here.
James Weatherup.
Here.
Mary Ellen Chesbro.
Here.
Linda Lockwood. Here. Richard Klein.
Present.
Patrick Quist, been marked excused. Stephen Walpole, been marked excused. Kevin Hill.
Here.
James Scanlon.
Here.
Charles Berger.
Here.
Robert Wilmot.
Here.
Marie Schad.
Here.
Paul Conley.
Here.
Noel Samuelson.
Here.
James Karasik.
Here.
Michael Soloway.
Here.
Mark Greco.
Here.
Frank Castilia.
Wouldn't miss it.
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 present, 3 excused. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Would you now please lead us in the invitation?
As we come together today, let us be grateful for the opportunity to live in this great country and to serve our community, for the chance to make a difference in the lives of our loved ones and the citizens of Oswego County, for the gift of each day in the company of good and decent people, and for the examples of courage and dedication they live out each day. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. And today's pledge will be led by legislators Rehill and Wilmot.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Trust we've had a chance to look at the minutes from the regular meeting on January 7th. Is there a motion? Second? Any discussion? Legislator Castillo.
The motion to table, was a motion to table, redistrict, and reduce the legislature, not just the cable OR. So we wanted to reflect that that's what we had requested the table for.
So it was tabled and then we voted on it as amended, right?
Right, but you didn't say what we were amended it for. What we were going to amend it for. It's not in the minutes.
All right, we'll
It
look
just
at that.
says, you know, the table, we voted to table it. But we voted to table it for a reason, the legislature shot it.
Okay, well, we'll look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, watch the tape, you'll see what she says.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Assemblyman Will Barkley to come forward, along with Legislator Roy Rehill, Kristen Folan, Carla DeShaw, Rachel Pierce, and Austin Wheelock.
A special guest, Mary Ellen Chesbro.
Wants me to read it.
Unless you want to read it.
No.
Roy asked if I would read it.
Any glasses?
No, I've got a big, no problem.
I'm going to do a picture first.
Yeah. Oops, pictures. Oh, wait a minute, did you picture?
No, hold it.
Roy, you want this or you want me to hold
No, why don't you hold it?
it? Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Then again, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, everybody. You must be special, we usually only get one picture.
Pretty good.
Mary Ellen is the best reader of proclamations.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir. The Assembly State of New York Proclamation. Whereas it is the sense of the citizens of the 120th Assembly District to pay tribute to the efforts in our midst that play an integral role in shaping and serving our communities. And whereas, as the first work-ready community in New York State and the entire Northeast, Oswego County has positioned itself to provide opportunities for the existing labor Oswego force, the emerging workforce, and for employers. Whereas the newly available and nationally recognized credential for the local workforce made possible through a collaborative investment with Oswego County, City BOCES, Oswego County Opportunities, Scheinman Foundation, and Cayuga Community College will make job candidates more competitive within their respective fields. And whereas providing a standardized assessment that identifies essential workplace skills ultimately aids employers in finding qualified candidates and fosters a more competent workforce in the state. Whereas providing access to this new credential validates essential skills and facilitates meaningful connections between job seekers and employers. Whereas the credential significantly enhances employmentability to ensure alignment with industry standards and workforce demands by clearly identifying an individual's abilities with workforce documents, applied math and graphic literacy through standardized assessments. And whereas the new credential not only increases economic prosperity for more experienced workers, but gives our youth and emerging workforce the advantage that is critical to our futures. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that as duly elected member of the New York State Legislature, Assembly Minority Leader William Barkley joins the citizens of the 120th Assembly District in congratulating Oswego County on becoming the first work-ready community in New York State and the Northeast. Thank you.
Marielle, you could have stayed up, but.
That's okay.
Well, thank you, Leader Barkley, for this really important recognition. I want to introduce some of the folks here that were instrumental in making this happen. Carla DeShaw was the primary instigator all the way back in 2018, and in 2019, Cuyahoga County Community College hosted a work-ready community boot camp, which Tim Stahl, on the far end over there, who is our current Director of Community Development, Tourism, and Planning, attended with me, where there are also representatives of Novelis and Hutamaki who have embraced the National Career Readiness Assessments in their hiring practices. Austin Wheelock, who is our Executive Director of Operations Oswego County, is representing the IDA, who helps provide a grant to get us started. Rachel Pierce is our Director of Workforce Development, holding the trophy. It's kind of like the Super Bowl trophy. And Kristen Folan is an Assistant Superintendent at City BOCES, really representing Brian Heffron, who was unable to be here. He's the Administrator of Workforce Development and Community Relations. And these are the folks, Rachel and BOCES and several school districts, which are implementing the actual testing and sustaining this work-ready community designation. About 1,000 county residents have already earned the National Career Readiness Certificates. High school students, college students, and underemployed adults. So why is it important? It's important because they can all walk into life-changing jobs after they pass, especially the people that pass with a platinum designation. Several of our students who achieved that platinum, I think we have 2 who have already gone to work for Micron across the country as interns over this past summer. So it's really, really important, and it's always nice to be first. And we may be a small county, but I think this proves that we can lead right here from Oswego County. Something that Barkley, do you want to say anything else?
I would love to. Mr. Chairman and fellow legislators, thanks for having me here today. Last time I think I was in this chamber in official capacity, I was back in the 70s. I was with Bruce Soul when they had students come in. And though Linda, I think I was sitting right at that seat. I didn't have much to say that day, I won't say that much. But one of my great pleasures of being an elected assemblyman is to be able to recognize great deeds. And certainly the fact that you guys are willing to have this accreditation put forward. I know we have a tremendous workforce here in Oswego County, but I've always heard from employers that they want to make sure that whoever they employ have the right skill sets that's going to fit them, make them successful in the company, and obviously make the company successful. So I think this accreditation, after you get the testing, means so much, and the fact that you guys are the first one to do it in the Northeast really speaks volumes. So congratulations to you all, and thank you for what you're doing on behalf of the county.
Thank you.
No, not at all.
Thank you. We now have Susan Pritchard, the Administrative Assistant for the Human Resources Department, along with the Finance and Personnel Committee, Julie Bell. Would you all come forward?
Sorry.
Did tell us.
Yeah, Linda.
All right, we'll take a couple of pictures. In 3, 2, 1. And then again. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. All right. You want to say something? Okay. Great. So Sue retired with our office 2 weeks ago today. She has been truly missed. Tremendous respect. So Sue played a huge role in HR, being the main contact for any family medical, short-term disabilities, among other tasks. But congratulations on your retirement.
I just wanted to say congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for your service all these years. And enjoy it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have Donna Vesta, the account clerk for the Department of Social Services, celebrating 42 years? So if we could have the Human Services Committee, Lee Sullivan and Donna come forward.
She did.
Isabel.
This is camera shot.
Then another. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
So I just want to say that today I'm very honored to be able to recognize and congratulate Donna for her retirement after 42 years with the Department of Social Services. I've had the pleasure to work with Donna for a large percentage of those years, and I can say she has consistently been a smile and a major support within our Medicaid team. And although we are going to miss her knowledge and experience, we are very happy for her to start her new chapter in her life. Congratulations, Donna.
Well, I'd certainly like to congratulate you. That's a lot of years to be putting in, and you're going to be missed, I'm sure, and congratulations.
Thank you. We move from introduction to visitors. Got the usual cast here. Legislator Martino, any speakers on the resolutions of the day?
There are none, sir.
Thank you. Moving now to reports of county officials. A report of standing committees. A report of special committees. Thank you. Moving now to resolutions, government, courts, and consumer affairs by Legislator Holt.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move resolutions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 7, 8, 9 as a lot.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused, and this is a law.
Thank you. Then to resolution GC6 by Legislator Holt.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, urgent adoption.
Will the clerk please call the head, or read the heading?
Bond resolution of the County of Oswego, New York, dated February 13, 2025, authorizing the construction of a fiber optic broadband internet network in the county, stating the estimated total cost thereof is $28,265,040, appropriating said amount therefore including $4,015 in ARPA funds of the county, and authorizing the insurance of $24,265,025 bonds of the county to finance and balance of said appropriation.
Mr. Chairman, roll call vote.
Thank you. Any discussion? Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Michael Yurden.
Yes.
Herbert Yurden.
Yes.
Edward Gilson's been marked excused. David Holz.
Yes.
Roy Rehel.
Yes.
John Martino.
Yes.
Frank Lombardo.
Yes.
Paul House.
Yes.
James Weatherup.
Yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro.
Yes.
Linda Lockwood.
Yes.
Richard Klein.
Affirmative.
Patrick Twist been marked excused. Stephen Walpole's been marked excused. Kevin Hill.
Yes.
James Scanlon.
Yes.
Charles Berger.
Yes.
Robert Wilmot.
Yes.
Marie Schad.
Yes.
Paul Conley.
Yes.
Noel Samuelson.
Yes.
James Carasek.
Yes.
Michael Soloway.
Yes.
Mark Greco.
Yes.
Frank Castelia.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. I would note that this coincides with Governor Hochul's announcement yesterday of this award, so it's been a long time coming, and we've been working on this for quite some time, so congratulations to you all. Moving to the Public Safety Committee, Resolution PS1 by Legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 24-EMO-003 Radiological Consultant Services.
Yeah, this is important to make sure that we stay compliant with the National Radiological Commission, EPA, FEMA, and when they establish our policies in Wisconsin.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS2 by Legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the Oswego County Emergency Management Office to accept grant funding from the Richard Scheinman Foundation.
This is the amount of $2,500, and they'd like to put towards the drone program.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS3 by Legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the creation of one temporary full-time position in the E911 department.
He has a retirement coming up, and in order to replace that person, he needs to train somebody so to have a smooth transition.
Understood. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS4 by Legislator Greco.
I offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Sheriff's Office, transfer from Insurance Recovery, Treasurer's Office, to Automated Supplies and Repair Road Division.
Apparently, we hit 2 deer with 2 vehicles, and we're receiving a little over $8,000 in insurance fund that they'd like to put back into the fleet.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS5 by Legislator Greco.
Offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing reclassification of account clerk position to senior account clerk position, Sheriff's Department.
This is something that we tried to do last year, but we were waiting on the compensation study, so we'd like to do it now.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS6 by Legislator Greco.
I offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the reclassification of 2 positions within the Sheriff's Office Corrections Division.
So in the last contract, we established the corporal position, so there's 2 more people that they're promoting to corporal as part of that contract.
Thank you. Any discussion? Legislator Castillo.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, fellow legislators. In committee, I support this, but in committee, I was a little taken back that the corporal's position that is guarding criminals is only $3 higher than a senior typist. The senior typist should get the salary that they're getting, but I think the corporal position should be a little bit higher, maybe a higher grade next time, something like that. But I just feel that it's a little bit more intense.
Noted. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS7 by Legislator Greco.
I offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution creating 1 part-time senior typist position in the Sheriff's Office Corrections Division.
All right, so this is a recent retiree with an exceptional amount of experience, and we'd like to bring her back part-time to help fill in and train all those people and bring their experience back to the operation. They don't want to lose it.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Moving to the Human Services Committee, Resolution HS1 by Legislator Scanlon.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution appointing member to the Community Services Board.
Yes, this is a position that we, as a group, award to an individual who would like to step in. We have Lisa Schnook Williams, who is going to be in that board.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Resolution HS2 by Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution appointing member to the Child Protective Agent Advisory Council.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there's 2 openings on this committee. We have, let's see, Darcy Beers, who's going to be going for a 3-year term, and Brandon Kroprowski, who is also going to go for a 3-year term.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS3 by Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing Department of Social Services reclassification of 1 position in the Integrated Services Division.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a reclassification from an account clerk, grade 4, to a community service worker, grade 4. This is recommended by the Department of DSS. They had a retirement of an account clerk, provided an opportunity to assess the current job duties and determining ongoing needs based on the current needs within the team. The position has been a long-standing position with the integrated services. The team is only there's only one in its title. The assessment of the duties more now closely aligns with the same grade in the community service worker position.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Moving to HS4, Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the reclassification of 2 positions in the Department of Social Services.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, on this, the position, or title reclassifications, requesting a change from a grade A supervisor, which is SG 40, to a director of family services, and then requesting a change from the director of social services to the director of protective services. And the background on this, they've been doing some restructuring out there. Lee's been looking at the overall structure of her team, and she's looking to make changes. And what they've decided is that instead of having one person over both groups, they're going to break it up a little bit and create a second position. This will help with the workload for each individual, help to get speeded through the system so there's no delays, hopefully, and we can move forward with that. The fiscal impact, they're taking it from salary and wages currently, and also there's a small portion they're going to be taking from family assistant revenue line.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS5 by Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 24-DSS-009, Oswego County Purchase Preventative Services.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is an RFP, is a renewal of a previous awarded RFP. The County of Oswego sought proposals from qualified child welfare agencies interested in providing preventative services in Oswego County. The proposals came in, and they're awarding this one to Liberty Incorporated at $750,000. And not sure if anyone has any questions on that, but that's where we're at with that one.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS6 by Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 24-DSS-010, process server services.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is also a renewal from a previously awarded RFP. There were 3 bidders, and this was going back to last year's person and its associated services. This is this funding on this is 62% state, 38% local share.
Thank you. Any discussion? Legislator Castillo.
Mr. Chairman, looking this over and seeing what's going on at the federal level right now with looking at all the different money that's being spent, I feel that this is poor use of taxpayer money. When I asked the question as to how much was spent last year, I got $51,000, and I asked why the sheriff's department can't perform these duties, and the answer I got was process serving is not an optimal use of deputy time and manpower and is limited. At the federal level, they'd be cutting some heads at this, so I will not be voting in favor of this. I feel that we should have use of our deputies to be able to do this. And that's how I feel about this. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Before we get to discussion, I would note that you referenced some federal money. The administrator and I have been, mostly the administrator, has been compiling a list of all the federal monies that are due or we believe are due, so that we'll know just where we are with these challenges that come forward, just so you know. Anyway, back to the original. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 21 in favor, 1 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Resolution HS7 by Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Division of Mental Hygiene to accept state aid allocation for court-based mental health navigator initiative.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is a New York State Office of Mental Health provided Oswego County an opportunity to establish a court-based mental health navigator program. Following that submission to an approved implementation plan, the division has awarded $199,000 annually, January 1st, 2025, to support this. So this is funds coming in. There's no fiscal impact, 100% state funded.
Thank you. Any discussion? Legislator Shaw.
There is a fiscal impact because state taxes are our second highest tax paid. Would you provide me an example of what this person would do?
This funding is going to be used for folks that are currently in the community, who are navigating the system, who have been in trouble and need to have, that have health issues, they have wellness problems, and they're doing recovery. They're also helping them navigate through the courts, with an attorney or a public defender, or working with a district attorney.
Mr. Chairman, we provide legal services right now for people. So I
Well,
still,
this isn't just legal services, it's also helping them with recovery, getting them back to good health.
so this mental health navigator, will this be a new position hired?
This is just funds coming in at this point. I don't even think it's been allocated to be used.
So it's gonna cost us how much? Is there any?
There's no local share.
No local share, but there's state share, which is a big piece of money for our taxpayers. I just don't understand it. It just seems like another layer and another layer and another layer. Thank you, I'm opposed.
Thank you. Legislator Castillo.
Along with Legislator Shadd, I will not be voting in favor of this. This is another poor use of taxpayer money, creating another form of government. Again, the federal government is dealing with this right now, where they're cutting all these services that are unnecessary, duplication of services. And here we are, we're going to take some state money, which everybody says is no local share, which makes me laugh. Because there isn't anybody in this room that I know of that doesn't pay state taxes in some way, shape, or form. It's just keep adding and adding and adding. And when the state says at some point in time, which maybe before I leave the legislature, will say, well, we're not going to pay for it anymore. The county's going to have to pay for it because we're getting cut in federal funds. So you're going to have to pick up those funds. Okay, and everybody will say yes to it then. I'm not in favor of this. I'm sorry, it's another form of government. Thank you very much for your time.
Didn't realize you were a big Doge guy.
Expensive babysitting.
All right, poor humor there.
You guys are, and you're voting for this.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 20 in favor, 2 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS8 by Legislator Scanlon.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 24-MH-005, Housing Rehabilitation Intensive Case Management.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is the Division of Mental Health and Hygiene. It's the local plan including exploration of housing, intervention, and support for the growing number of homeless and Oswego residents in Oswego County. The RFP solicited proposals provided an intensive case management service focused on rehabilitation for homeless and housing and vulnerable persons. This was awarded to Oswego County Opportunity.
Thank you. Legislator Carrasco.
I'll be recusing myself from the vote on this.
Thank you. Legislator Shaw.
Mr. Chairman, what is the local share on this one?
This one, as I read, is 15%.
Which equals,
Approximately 400,000, so 60 grand or
so again,
so. Or no, 45 grand.
is this mandatory, is this a mandate, or?
Well, it isn't that it's mandated, there's a lot of people that fall through the cracks. They've been doing those surveys, you've seen them in the paper, where they did in January, and they talk to the homeless that are still out there, all throughout central New York and the state, I believe. And that's what this stuff is addressing, some of those people that fall through the cracks, and trying to get them in, to get them rehab, to help them break the barriers, to identify realistic goals, build skills and strengths, prepare them for managing a comeback for themselves so that they can become independent as possible and living within an apartment.
I donated some things at a local shelter, and I'm told that we're becoming a dumping ground, small towns and cities, from larger areas. I mean, we have warming shelters, we have DSS, I just feel this is another layer of spending.
Thank you. Legislator Castillo.
If I could, Mr. Chairman, could you have the clerk read the background on this informational memorandum, please?
You want the clerk to read the whole memorandum that you have in front of you?
Well, the people behind me don't have what I have in front of me, sir.
Well, perhaps you could read that to them.
Well, I don't read it as well as the presenter does because he's presenting it. But I didn't ask the presenter, I asked the clerk. Unless the presenter would like to read it.
They've already read most of it.
Why don't I spin this through? The Division of Mental Hygiene 2024 Local Services Plan included exploration of housing interventions and supports for the growing number of homeless Oswego County residents. A work group of cross-system stakeholders developed the concept of a service model to address an unmet need. This RFP solicited proposals to provide an intensive case management service focused on rehabilitation for homeless and housing vulnerable persons. For purposes of this housing RFP, rehabilitation is defined as a set of interventions designed to optimize functioning, identify realistic goals, reduce barriers, build skills and strengths, prepare for and manage setbacks, and to assist someone to be as independent as possible. The program is intentionally designed to support those adults, families, and young adults, 18 plus, who are assessed to be ready and able to make a housing change and who are not receiving support from or enrolled in a homeless housing, housing first, shelter, supportive housing, residential, an SOS CTI, or an ACT program. This is a new pilot project for the purpose of exploring a service model designed to address an identified void in the service continuum. Any other discussion? Legislator Greco, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I would urge my colleagues to vote for this only because we all know there's a growing homeless population out here. What are we doing if we don't help? Right? That's one of the biggest questions I get asked. Where are all these homeless people come? Why do we have so much homeless in this area? And we all see it. We all know it's there. I don't know how you could vote against this. We got to do something.
Thank you. Legislator Castillo.
I posed this question also to find out the local share. The local share will be $55,775 out of our local budget, but it'll come out of our own taxes, the tax money that we use. According to the department's memo, this is a rehabilitation service to homeless that is currently not provided by Victory Transformation or anyone else in the county. Victory was asked to propose but did not. But having you read the background and reading the background of Victory Transformation says about the same thing. There's only a few words that are different. Other than that, they're doing the same thing that we're looking to do. Now, the issues that I have with this is the same thing. Recently, in the city of Fulton, there was a 16 group in Fulton that was living homeless, and they were being moved out. And the mayor and the police chief went there and were breaking it up and asked them if they wanted to go to DSS or to Victory Transformation for help. Out of the 16, 2 of them said yes. Okay? So you have to take a step forward. At the time I asked Legislator Rehill to speak with the mayor about the homeless and what we can do for them. And he stated they have to step forward and want the service, because we offer the service. And here we are again, with a duplication of services, adding on to what we're gonna have to pay. And I will not be in favor of this. Thank you very much.
Legislator Greco.
I would just add that in my background, I have a lot of experience with homeless people, and I can assure you that the majority of them are either drug addicts or have mental health issues, or a combination of both. And some of them are not going to help themselves unless somebody intervenes and does something to help them.
Right. Legislator Castillo.
I would just say that, in Oswego County, there are avenues, have been for a while. The homeless are getting larger and larger, and we are not, we are offering it to them. We want to help them, and that's what we got going right now, and we're gonna add to it again. That's it.
Any other discussion?
I have one comment with Victory Transformation. Victory Transformation that's here in Oswego is filled to capacity. They don't have the room to offer additional housing. I believe that's probably one of the good reasons they didn't bid on it. Other communities, we've opened up our community here to allow them, to have this facility here. Other communities won't do that. So, I feel for where they're at, and know that they're doing the best they can with what they're doing.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 19 in favor, 2 opposed, 3 excused, and 1 abstained.
Thank you. Resolution HS9 by Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution. I urge its adoption.
Would the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 24-MH-006 opioid abatement recovery supports and services.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to give you some background on this, that the Division of Mental Hygiene, it's a local government unit for the Oswego County with opioid settlement, regional abatement dollars, are working with folks to help them rehabilitate and get themselves back and guide them to move forward.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution HS10 by Legislator Scanlon.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution. I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing capital project number C0125 Camp Hollis Electric.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, they're asking for an upgrade for the electrical system out there. They've recently added some new equipment, and they're finding that after they winterize, they're worried with the system they have that it won't meet the needs of the equipment they've put in, which are heat pumps and AC splits. So they're looking to update the service as soon as they can.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Economic Development Planning Committee, Resolution EP1 by Legislator Chesbro.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the County of Oswego to enter into a contractual agreement with the Housing Trust Fund Corporation and New York State Homes and Community Renewal to implement the New York State Community Planning, Community Development Block Grant Program, CDBG, for Oswego County, New York.
Yes, this particular grant for the CDBG is for mobile home parks, for us to be able to do a study to see exactly what are the issues in Oswego County for infrastructure. And we have between 80 and 90 mobile home parks throughout the county, so it's something that we do need to find out. What are the conditions?
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution EP2 by Legislator Chesbro.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the County of Oswego to enter into a contractual agreement with the Housing Trust Fund Corporation and New York State Homes and Community Renewal to implement the New York State Community Development Block Grant Program, CDBG infrastructure in support of existing housing number 864-813-2424-01 for Oswego County, New York.
Yes, this particular CBDG grant is for $750,000, and what this is for is to help existing homes if they have lateral difficulties with their septic, and we're hoping to fix up to 50 of them. With the lateral, we pay 100% and out of the grant, and then we need the actual septic systems, which are more expensive, usually about $30,000, that we would pay half of it. So, and this is available to all income levels.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution EP3 by legislator Chesbro.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing Office of Mobility Management to apply for rural transportation funding.
Yes, this actually just authorizes our mobility management director, Heather Snow, to apply for this grant that will help with both fixed and on-demand routes. It will be 10% that we would be funding, and we've already allocated that.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Resolution EP4 by legislator Chesbro.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution designating the Director of Community Development, Tourism and Planning as the Fair Housing Officer for the County of Oswego.
Yes, we need to have a director to be able to take over this. It used to be that the head of the Fair Housing Office in Oswego would be the director. However, since that particular program will be done as of December this year, we need a new director, and so we felt the best person for that would be Timothy Stahl.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you.
Didn't raise your hand. Sorry. There's no Health Committee resolutions this month. Infrastructure Facilities Technology Committee by legislator Yurden.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to propose IT1, IT2, IT3, and IT4 be voted as a block, and I urge its approval.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused, and it is a block.
Thank you. Moving to the Finance and Personnel Committee, Resolution FP1 by legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution amending professional services contract RFP 23-CKLEG-001 grant consulting services.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is, as it says, we are amending this current agreement that we have to amend it from $20,000 to $50,000 so we can use this firm to help facilitate some of the sewer project lines and water lines that we're looking to do in the future.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion. Yeah, I make a motion to waive the rules for GC10 and GC10 and PS8 only, as we have pulled GC11.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Moving to then Resolution GC10 by legislator Holmes.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution of various pole attachment agreements and pole leases with telephone, CATV, and utility companies in connection with the construction and operation of the Oswego County broadband network.
This is where it's going to be necessary to authorize the chair of the legislature, or vice chair in his absence, to timely execute various leases and agreements to keep the construction as scheduled. Lease agreements as necessary for the installation of the fiber optic cable. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Moving to Resolution PS8 by Legislator Greco.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and recommend its approval.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the execution of an operating agreement by and between Cuba Community College and the County of Oswego concerning the Oswego County Regional Police Academy.
All right, so the police academy is completed, the construction is done, and this is just dotting the i's and crossing the t's of an agreement between the county and the college. What's outlined is rent-free for the life of this agreement, and just discusses insurance responsibilities and things of that nature.
Thank you, and I would add that next month's public safety meeting will be at the academy.
That's true. And I also would like to add that nobody's more excited about this than Sheriff Hilton. Very excited.
I've toured the facility with the sheriff and with Greco. It's pretty impressive. Anyways, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and 3 excused.
Thank you. Any unfinished business? Any miscellaneous business? Proper motion? Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Legislator Martino, any public comment?
There are none.
Thank you. I wish everyone safe travels today. The weather's supposed to get a little dicey, so take your time and safe travels.